Hey guys, Frightener22 here, and welcome back to the final part of my Q&A answers video. This is part 5. I just want to say, just thank all you guys for actually tuning in and subscribing and actually submitting all these questions, because when you actually put a Q&A announcement video on your YouTube channel, I think it was kind of like nerve-wracking to see if anybody would actually submit questions. I was actually, taken aback that so many of you guys actually, took the time and sent questions that you guys were curious about knowing. So thanks to all you guys that actually submitted these questions. It's cool to answer them. Moving on, the next batch of questions are from Movie Mayhem 101. Hey mate, have any horror movies released in the last 5 years genuinely scared you? Good question, man. I wouldn't say that any have, genuinely, really scared me to the point where I watch it downstairs and then I'm, running up the steps because I'm afraid of, whatever. But, not so much scared, but were just really great horror movies. I would have to say the 2008, Michael Dougherty's Trick or Treat. Fucking great. The Halloween-themed film that hardcore horror fans have been waiting for years and years, and that totally delivered. And Ty West's film, The House of the Devil, that is just a fucking kickback film like no other. That is just excellent. It's just a phenomenal movie. I know I mentioned it in a previous DVD update, but you guys, if you haven't seen House of the Devil, check that one out. But yeah, Trick or Treat and House of the Devil have probably been some of my favorite horror films to come out in the last 5 years, so absolutely check those out. His next question is, if you were to introduce a random person to horror, what would be your immediate choice to break them into the genre? Another good question. I'd probably introduce them to the first movie I ever saw, as well as my favorite horror movie, and it would be A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'd probably do that. I think that always gets a kick out of people. It's always cool to introduce somebody to that movie or something in the vein of it, so I introduced it to my younger sister, and she was having people, her friends over for, weekends after that, and every time a friend that hadn't seen it yet, she just kept introducing it to people, so that was just kind of cool to see, more and more people, see it just off of that. I would absolutely, again, whoring Pet Sematary out, but yeah, I would totally, open them up to Pet Sematary, because it's a fucking great movie, and all should see that. And other ones, probably Carpenter's Halloween, classic, and I'd probably like Creepshow. I think Creepshow is a cool movie to get broken into, because it's like an anthology. It's it's like 4 or 5 short horror stories in one. So if you're not impressed with an entire movie, I mean, Creepshow's a cool way to break people in, because it's 5 mini, films in one, which are cool, and it's just a good time. It's just great. Romero and Stephen King, it's awesome. And his last question is, are you a fan of Wes Craven? Are you for or against the brand new Scream trilogy he plans to direct? I love Craven. He's one of my favorite directors. I've met him before, and he's just a genuinely nice and sincere guy. Soft-spoken, but wildly intelligent. I mean, he's just a really cool guy, and yeah, man, I'm all for the new Scream trilogy, especially that all the talent is back. Kevin Williamson, Craven, Matt Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. I mean, that's what you want. That's what all film fans want to see happen if they're going to continue, making a story. Just get the same talent back. I mean, and it's hard to do, in this day and age when people, keep getting big off of a franchise and they want more money to come back. I mean, think about all, the trouble and time it took to, assemble the cast again for X-Men 3. After X-Men 3, by the time X-Men 3 happened, everybody was huge. I mean, Halle Berry had high, salary tag, Hugh Jackman, you had Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. There was a lot of people, so I mean, it's really cool and really special to see that all these people are coming back 10 years after Scream 3, because let's face it, Scream 3, it's fun at times, but it's certainly the weakest of the Scream films. I mean, the first and second are excellent. The first one is probably one of the best absolutely one of the best horror films from the 1990s, in my opinion. So yeah, man, I'm totally jazzed and excited to see the new Scream trilogy unravel. And the last, the last 2 questions are from Jack Move Johnny. And his first question is, do you think Kenan and Kel will ever be released on DVD? I certainly hope so, dude. That'd be great. More classic Nicktoons. I know Amazon.com and Nickelodeon are doing that Create Space program where they're releasing old classic Nicktoons, which is, fine. I mean, they're not pressed DVDs, but whatever. I own the first 2 seasons of Hey Arnold and Rugrats, and if it weren't for that program, God knows when we would have seen that. But I mean, I just hope that they continue to finish Rugrats and, do Real Monsters, but, hopefully they start releasing some live action ones, and Kenan and Kel would definitely be something I would pick up, because, I grew up on that show too, so yeah, I totally hope that happens, dude. And his last question is a great, great question, man. What shows would you like to see get a DVD release? Man, number one would have to be The Wonder Years. I mean, it's crazy hard, and God knows if we'll ever see that because of all the music rights that are tangled up on that, but if it happens and they get the music rights, the only company that I think should be, in control of releasing them is Shout Factory. They are absolutely, hands down, the best. They're just they were becoming my favorite distributor of TV shows on DVD, but they're just becoming my favorite distributor in general. I mean, they release the Carpenter Kurt Russell film Elvis, now the Corman titles, and I hear they're coming out with I had heard, I don't know if it's official, but I had heard in the fall they're coming out with special editions of all 3 Slumber Party Massacre movies, which is awesome. I mean, they just give the fans what they want, so I would love to see Shout Factory release The Wonder Years. Another show that's been held up because of legal things is the 1960s Batman series with Adam West. God, I would love to see both The Wonder Years and Batman on. Another one, Salute Your Shorts, more classic Nicktoons, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I know, the first 3 seasons, the best seasons were released in Germany, of all places, but nothing has been released. No season sets of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have been released in America, and I would love to see that. The 1990s Spider-Man, they just wrapped up the 90s version of X-Men, and Iron Man just came out, so with the, the restarting of the Spider-Man franchise, I'm sure the 1990s Spider-Man show isn't far off, but I'm looking forward to that one. Season sets of Bobby's World would be great. Muppet Babies, which is another thing, rights issues with all the film clips that they use in that. I think that's going to be kind of tough to get on DVD, but I would love to see Muppet Babies released. Big Bad Beetleborgs, another, short-lived show that was created by Bandai, kind of off the heels of Power Rangers. Kind of like what VR Troopers was, but Big Bad Beetleborgs I enjoyed more than VR Troopers, so I'd love to see that too. And season sets of Goosebumps, I would love to see season sets of Goosebumps, because over the years they just keep releasing, just a single disc release that has 3 or so episodes on each DVD, but I would just love, they only have probably 10 or 15 more episodes in total to release out on DVD, and all the episodes will be available on various DVDs, but I would just love for them to create a complete series box set of that, so that would be really great. But excellent question, dude. And that's all the questions I have, so yet again, guys, thanks again for submitting all your questions. It was really cool to look them over and answer them all for you guys, so thanks again for tuning into the channel. It's awesome. To give you guys a bit of an update, I've shot, a handful more of those of my DVD collection overview videos, so within the upcoming weeks, a few more of those will, come out to the channel. This summer is going to be a little quiet as far as YouTube goes. I'll try and keep, upholding a lot of the At the Movie segments, but I don't think I'm going to go through with a Season 3 of Saturday Night Movie Drive-In until the fall. I know that's kind of a downer for some of you, because I know a lot of you guys have been enjoying that, and it's cool to uphold that, but, it's the summer months, people are busy, and I don't want to, do a review of a cool film without, a lot of people catching it or missing it, so, the summer's going to be pretty busy for me too, but, once the fall picks up, I definitely am excited to, sit down and do another season of Saturday Night Movie Drive-In, because that's just, it's kind of the most fun thing for me to do. So, again, guys, thanks again for tuning into these multiple parts of my Q&A answers video, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again. This is Frightmare22.